Tomodachi life helped me get better at drawing. I think. Hi, I'm Rin. If you know who I am, cool. If not, don't worry about it. I put together the Tomodachi Life series. It's about umamusume, but placed in the social simulation game that is Tomodachi Life, which came out a couple months ago. No one is really playing it anymore except me and a handful of others, hoping Nintendo can update the thing with more things. Coping more like. What started as a curiosity turned into this long-running fan work into one of the many things that have revived this channel time and time again. But I never thought it would have something to do with an old interest of mine, drawing. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid, all the way throughout my high school years too, but then I dropped it because I got hooked onto having a mouse. But earlier this year, I really wanted to get back into drawing again, so I purchased a tablet to make myself practice on. Kinda expensive for a hobby, but I also wanted to share my progress. Which I did, but obviously earlier works don't look anything outstanding. I'll show some stuff toward the end of the video, so stick around if you want to see. But then Tomo Life came out around April and included a feature to face paint your Miis. Something I wasn't aware of nor expected to take over the next couple of months of my time. My first Miis were, not amazing, but I had fun watching my Miis interact with each other. So much so I kept making more Miis, which were also not amazing, but it was fun. I thought of sharing some of my favorite moments into a reel, so I posted it out there. What I didn't expect was for it to do very well. For me at least. Someone even commented to post a full video of it, so I thought, sure, why not? My channel around then was trying to find its identity again, so I went with my tried and true, throw stuff at the wall until it sticks. Oh god, did it land. Then I started doing live streams, showing a brand new audience my island of Miis, and people wanted to see their favorite umamusume get at it. So then I started drawing new Miis each day for the next couple of months until I reached the island's capacity. Over time, you can see the Miis gradually improve from how I draw the hair, the horse ears, and just other small details with shading. After the island was filled up, I went back to a handful of my older designs and gave them a redo, which I feel looks a lot better than the old designs. With King Halo, she went from what was basically an unfinished face paint to a full-on glow-up. With Suzuka, there is still a debate ongoing with her eyes, but her hairband and ears look better than before. With Sayun Sky, well, she wasn't too different, but her hair looks a bit more detailed and her ears are a lot bigger. With Brian, she went from subtle add-ons to her hair to basically having longer ears and her own hairstyle. And with El Condorpasa, whose face paint was literally just a blindfold to a properly done mask. Understandably, there's some charm to seeing the old designs, but I still feel quite happy to see how I draw them now versus how they used to look. So I would like to share a few tips that I follow when drawing my Miis. Hopefully this can help anyone watching to draw their own Miis, or you're just listening to me yap while you're doing your homework or having a meal. First, we'll have to pick a Mii to redesign on the island, and that will be the voted #1 by my viewers, the most favorite Mii, Agnes Digital. Her even earlier designs were something, but at the time I didn't think a whole lot about it, and just thought having her as a short, stressed out gremlin looking thing was really funny. But I think she deserves a glow up. There's no real depth in her hair design, and her bow is awkward and flat. So one of my first tips is obviously to use a reference, but not just any reference. Umamusume is a massively popular anime style game, so naturally any anime related thing must have a chibi design of their characters. Use a chibi reference. The Miis all have large heads on tiny bodies, which really fit well with the aesthetic of Tomodachi Life. For Uma, you can even check the archive for a character and pull up a chibi reference. If for some reason you cannot find a chibi of your character, I'd recommend a front-facing reference, as you'll often be looking at the Miis directly from the front most of the time. My second tip is to plan out your steps. See what is laying over what and start from the bottom and work your way to the top. But with that tip, there is something called the stamp tool you can use too. So for Digital here, she has a giant bow and ear accessories that are placed on top of her hair. So what I opted to do was draw her giant bow first and then save it as a stamp. Then once I have it saved, I can work on her hair and add the bow in later. This helps a lot with keeping the bow symmetrical and not having to redo the hair if I need to copy and flip things. Plan your steps, figure out your layers. My third tip is to look at what you are trying to draw and define its shapes. This is basically a general art tip, but when you look at something, break it down into shapes. Then once you figure out your shapes, you can reshape them and make them more complex to fit whatever design you want. It helps Digital has side bangs that are identical, so I can just draw one side and flip it over. Then her front bangs is just figuring out their general shape one step at a time. Let lines overlap. You can fix these later. My bonus tip is to draw the outline of the hair first and fill it in with a paint bucket. I do it in black because it just helps me see where everything is, and then refill it with the hair color I want. There's other things that helped, but I'm not sure how to define them. Just intuitions I picked up from drawing different characters and understanding the tools I had access to a lot more. Finally, for anyone interested in seeing a speed paint of Digital here, the next 3 minutes will just be me drawing here. Feel free to skip ahead or keep enjoying your meal, or hope whatever you're working on is going well as you listen to the Mii Maker music. It will take some time getting used to seeing the new digital design, but I am very pleased with how she looks. This is just drawing in Tomodachi life though. Really, I'm only just drawing hair and using the system to shape their facial features, so... Did this game actually help me with drawing for real? Well, I have an art account I opened that I'd like to share my progress on. Here's a few of the first few things I posted that obviously don't look the best, but I was happy with it as time went on. And here's some of the more recent things I posted. It's been about 6 months now. Did I get better at drawing? Well, I think I did, and that's what really matters.